Alright, so we're going to make some changes. We've made some changes in my my little setup. I got the Major Taylor banner hanging up in the background. Haven't changed anything about the kicker, the climb, the bike. None of that's changed. What has changed is my Wahoo desk is now on the other side. My wife's bike, she's got something coming at some point, some type of trainer. Yeah, to find something, but kind of getting her set up with her stuff. Party. So what we got over here is talk about my setup. Again, it's a 2018 Wahoo kicker. I've said this a billion times. The climb, just honestly a generic bike. It's aluminum frame. It's something comfortable, something that actually works. This bike hasn't been outside in years. But the biggest change here is before I get to it, this desk is relatively small. It does not. It's not that big of an area. If you're actually going to put a bunch of stuff on it, you know, if you just have a laptop or a tablet or a phone, it works perfect. It's ideal. I mean, it worked for almost a year and a half for me. It worked until I decided I needed more. And so this is what I've done. So I had some scrap. There's wires everywhere. I made this in my little shop. And it's just 2x4s and some plywood that I had laying around. This was all scrap. There's two lights on either side for when I live stream when riding with the club. Usually run Zwift over there, streaming software and some other stuff on this one. Miscellaneous cables, phones, and other kind of good stuff. The fan is back there. It needs to be moved over. I got to get all these wires situated. It looks crazy back there. But this is the desk that I made. If you notice on the Wahoo kicker desk, that base is about 28 inches long. It's about 40 inches tall from the floor to just underneath this lip right here. That was important because my handlebars usually fit right there. If I'm actually going to use the climb, I rarely use the climb. If I'm going to use the climb, this whole thing can actually push back, or I can just pull this whole situation back just like 3-4 inches so that the handlebars clear the desk so it can actually go up and down. But this is on an angle and you can kind of see the top. Let's get around here. You can kind of see I kind of emulated the same thing. It's still a 28-inch base. There's an 18-inch. It's an 18-inch piece across the top. It's a 24-inch, very thin top. I just added some gussets. I made this in like an hour. All right, this was a miter saw, a circular saw. I didn't have to power up the table saw. I didn't have to use any other real tools. Cordless drill. That's about it. And it's actually quite sturdy. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. So the whole point was to mock something up. This is not permanent. But you know what they say, there's nothing more temporary, nothing more permanent than temporary. So this desk is basically just a model for something that I actually have in my head that I'd actually like to make. If I'm actually going to be inside the house a lot, probably going to have to give some consideration to actually making that a real piece of equipment. So I'm trying to figure out, over the next few months, I'll figure out if the top is big enough. If the top's big enough, it's 4 foot wide by 2 foot deep. I don't know how that wouldn't be big enough. But I'm also considering making, because I almost tripped, putting another stand on this side and pushing this entire situation more towards the wall. That way I have another piece of sort of maybe a shallow, maybe only a foot deep shelf that would be along this side, for no particular reason. I really don't have a reason to even do that right now, but this should last for quite a while. I can pretty much get everything done right here. So that's my current Zwifting setup, modified for streaming. Little webcam right there. That's it.